and I have finished outlining, except for this little line here. And I erased all of my pencil lines that I could. You'll notice I pressed harder so that you could see the lines. So my pencil lines are impossible to erase entirely. When you're drawing with pencil, you should always press very, very lightly. Okay, next I am going to add color. Before I add color, I'm going to take a white crayon, like this one here, and I'm going to draw in where I want some snowflakes, okay? White crayon is made of wax, and wax, we know, will resist the watercolor. So these spots, if I press hard enough with my crayon, anywhere I put the white dot should remain white. I don't want to color in too much with this because I want to be able to see my beautiful blue sky. I'm also going to add maybe a little bit on my trees, so it looks like the snow has kind of landed on the tree a little bit. Not too much though, because we still want some color in our picture. Okay, next, I am going to be using markers as watercolors. These are washable pipsqueaks. You can use any washable marker for this lesson. And I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to outline the edge of my sky with my marker. Oh, this is going to be a dark sky. That's okay. And I'm just going to outline all my drawing with the blue. I don't need to color it in. Just put it at the edge. And this will do a little bit of edge shading. It'll make the edges look a little bit darker. If we color it in, our sky will be way too dark. So I can also use the side of my marker if I want a thicker line. Then the fun part, we'll use water to turn our markers into watercolor. Okay. Now when I use water, I usually keep a paper towel handy so I can wipe off my brush if it gets too wet. See if this works. This is a really neat little brush because it actually holds the water inside of it. But I'm thinking most of you don't have that at home probably. So any brush will do, even a old makeup brush if you have it, or some cotton swabs or Q-tips. Okay, and you can see our magic marker has turned into watercolor. Get some more water out of my cup. Do my other sky. You can see the snowflakes are showing up because it's resisting the color. Our sky is done. Okay. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this color and I'm going to add some shadow in my snow. So just using the color from the sky, not too much. We want it to look like snow. So we want it to look mostly white still. We don't want it to look blue. But You'll notice I didn't use the marker down here. I just take some color from my sky and I kind of add a little bit of shadow. A lot of water, little tiny bit of color. We'll add that shadow, and we'll do that with some other colors as well. Okay, as we go on, we'll add some more shadows in our ground. Okay, next I am going to color my trees. So I'm going to add some greens, and I'm going to draw some tree texture too. And if you can picture what a pine tree looks like, it has these little pines on it. It has a lot of texture. You can just draw little lines to create that texture. A lot of times if I want my color to look even darker, I might take another color and add it in. So I'll take a brown for some of my shadows on my tree and just add that to the green. And let's see what happens when we add our water to our tree. Ooh, too much water. So I always keep a paper towel on hand so I can blot off my excess water. You never want a puddle of water on your watercolor, because then you do not have control over where your color is going. And we can see the crayon is resisting, so there's my snow. Dark. We'll have to add a little more shadow later. And we'll add some on this tree. I love this because you can even do this if your markers are drying out. You can still use them as watercolors. And when this is dry, if I want to add more texture into my tree, I can go back with different greens. And now it's time to create the base for my snowman snow globe picture. I'm going to use construction paper, but you can create any kind of paper that you want. You can use scrapbook paper, you can use white paper that you've colored on. And I'm going to take my construction paper and I'm going to fold it in half. So I'm going to take the two shorter sides of my construction paper and I'm going to make them meet like this. Sure they just touch. When I've each corner touching, I hold it down with one hand and I smooth it down with the other hand. Now I only need half of this paper, so I'm going to cut this in half and I'm going to save the other half for my next project that I might do. When you're cutting, always make sure that your other hand is not in the way of the scissors. You're not going to hold it like this, right? So you want to hold it. If I need to flip it, I can to make sure my fingers are out of the way. And cut that in half. Now, put this one aside. I only need this half. I'm going to fold this side in half. Again, so again, the two short sides are going to meet. And when they meet, you're going to hold them together with one hand and smooth it out with the other. Okay. Now, keeping this fold, the open side, there's the folded side and there's an open side. The open side we are going to draw, let me do this in Sharpie, the edge of our snow globe. So, snow globe here. Starting at the fold, I'm going to draw a line that's maybe an inch down. Let me move this. Maybe an inch down. And it's going to go over to this side. Okay, don't go all the way to this side. Right? Just stop there. And then I'm going to draw a curved line like the letter C. Just like that. And then I'm going to draw another curved line like the letter C below it. And then I'm going to draw a line from this over to the folded line. Now remember, this side is open, right? This side is the folded because this is going to be the middle of our snow globe base. Draw a line over like this. Now, let's see if that works. Let me cut that out. When I cut, I turn the paper, not the scissors. So I always have the scissors pointed away from me. Ooh, I went off my line. Let's see. Make that a little bigger. And I have my snow globe base. Trim that little tip off. There we go. Now I'm going to take my snow globe and I'm going to glue my base onto my snow globe, just like that. So make sure your snowman is straight. Put this at the bottom, just like that. And we're going to take some glue stick or Elmer's glue. And I'm going to just put a little bit of glue at the bottom here. Okay. Line this up. And use your fingers to really make sure that glue is sticking onto my paper. Rubbing it on. Now, I need to decorate my snow globe base a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to draw a snowflake. You can decorate your base with whatever you want. If you have maybe some glitter, that's lots of fun. I'm going to draw a snowflake right here. You can write words, Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, or Happy Holidays. So I draw a vertical line. Then I draw a horizontal line. Then I draw an X, 2 diagonal lines that go through the middle of my snowflake. Okay, right now it looks like a star. So to make it look like a snowflake, you have to add some more geometric shapes, maybe some circles. And if you add these tiny little V's on my line that go through the center, it looks more like a snowflake. Every snowflake is different, so you can draw your snowflake any way you want, but this is just how I draw my snowflakes. And my artwork is complete. Don't forget to add your artist's signature. And have a wonderful day.